Being the Dragonborn of legend is hard work. You have to swing swords, fire bows, cast spells, or do whatever else it takes to fight through the hordes of bandits, spiders, draugrs, wolves, sabercats, bears oh my that stand in your path. But why exert all that needless effort? Why not hire some demonic bodyguards to do all the work for you? Well, since my patron god Sanguine values the virtues of sitting on your ass and frying your dopamine receptors, that's the question I'm going to ask today, as I try to beat Skyrim with only the Sanguine Rose. Here are the rules. I'm only allowed to damage enemies with the Sanguine Rose. As you can't do the quest to obtain it until level 14, I'm gonna have to do some serious grinding. I'm only allowed to wear black robes, as that's what Sanguine and the rest of Sanguine's followers wear, party clothing and boots, as Sanguine loves to party, and any kind of jewelry. Whenever I pick up a consumable, I must stuff it in my face immediately. This is to represent how I follow the god of impulsive gluttony. However, I will make exceptions for certain consumables that are critical to objectives later in the run. Yeah, it's not a hard rule, but I'm gonna be doing some quests that fit the Lord of Debauchery, and I'm gonna be collecting a very special item across the map. I'll give you a hint, it starts with S and rhymes with Puma. Finally, I must play on expert difficulty or above at all times, and I'm not allowed to have any non-quest related companions besides my Dremora, of course. Now, with all that out of the way, let's begin. My adventure starts with me being tied up, although unlike most parties I've been to, it's not gonna lead to anything fun, just my head rolling off my shoulders. I give myself some brightly colored hair and makeup and provide my name, Party Girl, which should be self-explanatory. I'm feeling sick, can we reschedule?
What in oblivion is that?
Never mind, my execution was right on schedule. Just gotta get through here and... Yeah, according to my expert medical opinion, that guy's dead as fuck. I enter the keep with the Stormcloaks, as they aren't as boringly strict with rules, and take off my raggedy-off fit so I can party wild and free. And by that, I mean lie about while Ralof does everything for me. I continue to distract the Imperials with my birthday suit so I can run past them, snack on some guy's desiccated bone marrow, oh god, why did I think that was a good idea? Politely reject the spider's considerate attempt to put me in a silk dress, and escape with my life intact, only to immediately put it in jeopardy by stuffing random plants into my face.
I do believe I'm on fire.
I picked the Mage Stone as it'll save me a lot of time very soon, although I'll be switching to a more useful stone later. I then sell some things from Helgen in exchange for an oak flesh spell, get very disappointed that I can't suck on this giant's toes, get misgendered by Aella,
another milk drinker crying about his effort.
And report the dragon attack to the Jarl in exchange for some steel armor. I think the Jarl is trying to tell me something. I then buy the Courage spell from Farengar, which doesn't work on Dremora without a high-level perk, but I'll find a use for it soon, and then hitch a ride to Solitude to cold turkey my streaking addiction.
Really, we aren't interested in seeing all that. Remove yourself until you are properly attired.
There, that's better. Now I won't freeze my tits off in Dawnstar, where you can find a chest of loot free for the taking. I take all the enchanted items and soul gems I can carry, as well as some other valuables, and of course, eat everything along the way.
Yes.
I don't always make the best decisions, I admit. I use the gold to buy the Soul Trap, Stoneflesh, and Magelight spells, unenchant some items for EXP, and begin to cast enough Courage spells into the Jarl to kill him via adrenaline overdose, with nobody seeming to object.
I've been in charge of Dawnstar for over 35 years.
The reason I'm grinding my illusions so high is because 1, you need to be level 14 to get the Sanguine Rose in the first place, and 2, the higher your level, the more powerful the Sanguine Rose Dremora becomes. I get illusion to 41 and my level to 6 before I get bored, buy fast healing from the nearby mage, repeat the chest glitch a few times, and head to Riverwood to lead some wolves into town and cast Soul Trap on one of their corpses for a while. Every time you cast Soul Trap on anything, whether it be alive or dead, you gain a hefty chunk of conjuration skill, and conjuration perks affect the Sanguine Rose. You see where I'm going with this. After a very, very long time of pumping a dog's corpse full of magic in front of the entire town, I get conjuration to 100, letting me get the Twin Souls perk so I can have 2 Dremora at once. I also get perks that let me summon them from further away and for longer, and other perks in the restoration and alteration trees for keeping myself alive. Now, the real game can finally begin. But first, I think I deserve a break after all that skill grinding. How about I head down to the Redwater Den and...
Hold it. If you're going downstairs, you keep your weapons to yourself.
Dude, I don't have any weapons. Anyways, let's enjoy a nice bit of skooma on the house. Ah, yeah, that's the good stuff. Oh, why do I see butterflies, cheese, and a horned fox with his heart ripped out?
That's the last of them. Poor sods can't resist after they get a taste of your toast skooma.
I'm gonna find whoever did
The water.
Usually when this happens, I'm naked and chained to a lamppost by pink fuzzy handcuffs, but this works too. I grab telekinesis, which not only lets me escape with my proverbial tail between my legs as I'm not playing as a Khajiit, but will come in very handy later. If you've watched my second earliest Skyrim run, you can probably guess how. Near Redwater Den is also where I can find the Atronach Stone, which allows me to absorb 50% of spells and gives me 50 extra points of magicka. Combined with my dragon skin racial power, I am totally immune to magic for a while, as I can demonstrate with this flame Atronach right here. Yeah, keep casting fireballs at me, feels like a heated blanket. Alright, I think I've done enough setup, time to get my staff.
How about a friendly contest to win a staff?
A drinking contest? Prepare to be out-endured by my scarred kidneys of victory!
Tell you what, one more and you win the contest. Wow, you've really done it. The staff is yours. Hey, you don't look so good.
No, just kidding, I've actually woken up having to file the Temple of Tibella, who's like Sanguine, just a lot more pretentious. After cleaning up and apologizing, I find out where to go next, and find out that the game thinks you're supposed to eat wine, and repay the town further by soul-trapping this guy so he forgets about the lady he was supposed to stab. I discover Karspire on the way to Rorikstead, my next objective, as I've stolen a goat from there and sold it to a giant. Sold it for what, exactly? Well, given that a giant's toe is one of the items needed to repair the staff, and I picked one up from the temple, I can only assume I traded it for one of his toes. I'm just freaky like that. As long as I don't get inducted into the Skyrim space program without my consent, nabbing the goat is quite straightforward, and I find out my last destination is Ysolda in Whiterun. According to her, I was planning to marry some guy in Witchmist Grove, but when I get there, I see a very much not male Hagraven as my bride. What is up with this game and misgendering? I know it's pseudo-medieval times, but come on, get with the times. Anyways, the Hagraven gets all yandere on me and I die from domestic abuse. Since I have no way of defending myself yet, I just use my silver tongue to get the info I need. Morvunskar is my next stop, and despite me being a fellow Sanguine cultist wearing the same robes as them, they still make me the centerpiece in their spit roast threesome. I use my spell absorption to shrug off their attacks as I run towards the portal, pick up Meridia's beacon, and like a scolding mother, she's not too happy about me sneaking off to a party.
Listen, hear me and obey. A foul darkness has seeped into my temple.
As it turns out, Sam Guavine was Sanguine all along. I mean, I never could have guessed. For being his entertainment for the day, he awards me with a Sanguine Rose, which thanks to my perks can summon 2 Dremora for 120 seconds each at an absurd distance away. Let's put this thing to the test by finally getting around to the main quest, shall we? I'm such a high level that a Frost Troll spawns on the way to Bleak Falls, but as Frost Trolls are weak to fire, my Dremora bodyguards make very short work of him. It's here that I decide to change the difficulty to Master and keep it that way for the rest of the run. It should make keeping myself alive much more of a priority, if nothing else. Even so, since difficulty doesn't really affect the damage NPCs do to each other, my Dremora are still as effective as ever, as you can see here.
You are weak. I smell weak. Are you prepared for your death? The challenge is here.
After shoulder checking everyone to speed up the conversation, I have to defend Whiterun from a dragon. While my Dremora have no ranged attacks of any kind, them combined with the Whiterun Guard and Earleth is more than enough to put Myrmulnir down a second time. The best tactic is to resummon them right next to the dragon whenever he lands. That way they can do as much damage as possible before he takes to the skies. Eventually, we're victorious, and I celebrate by slurping down his soul like spaghetti. Now to make it to Iverstead so I can chat with the Greybeards about my soul-sucking talents, which is just a hop and a skip away from the Atronach Stone. Klimek wants me to deliver some essentials to them in exchange for some gold, and while I will oblige, I'll be throwing in a little extra for them, wink wink. The path is rife with bears, wolves, and the ever-infamous frost troll, but as demonstrated previously, my Dremora are more than up to the task. The little extra was hard narcotics, by the way. I get through the little hologram trial without accidentally hitting any of the Greybeards or stray pots this time, and wanted to see what would happen if I made Wulfgar angry mid-whirlwind sprint. I honestly expected him to pull some glitchy nonsense like reversing his direction mid-shout to kick my ass. Oddly enough, none of the other monks seem to mind that their friend is trying to kill me with harsh language, and since he's mastered the essential status on shout, I just have to reload a save and do this the lame-o way. My next task is to retrieve the horn of Jurgen Air Screamer, Cloud Yeller? I can't remember his name. It's not too far from Morthal, but there are a few things there I have to take care of first. For starters, I break into the alchemy store and take the sweet skooma there for myself. I'm gonna build up a little collection of this stuff. Trust me, it'll pay off later. However, when I try to flee the scene, some cultists smell the skooma on me and try to take it for themselves. Keyword, try. I quickly stop at Ustengrav, not only so I can fast travel there later, but to witness a bandit who apparently overdosed on skooma, or was killed by necromancers, or both. Hard to say. For now, I take a detour up a mountain to get to the Lordstone, which gives me 50 points of armor and 25% magic resistance. Why am I swapping the Atronach Stone for the Lordstone? The Atronach Stone can cause you to absorb your own spells, which makes summoning Dremora a 50-50 gamble. The Lordstone is more practical against all kinds of damage and has no downsides. A few bandits pretending to be soldiers don't understand to not mess with someone who can summon demon soldiers from hell. And now that there's a few fresh stab wounds in their brains, they'll never get how bad of an idea that was. All I wanted in the stumbling sabercat was their supply of skooma, but it seems I got more than I bargained for.
No match at all.
Or I guess they did. Well, after making my escape, I head back to Ustengrav and show off why summoning Dremora from an extreme distance is useful. It's also here where I get to become Ethereal Shout. With it, I can summon backup, turn invincible, and use myself as a decoy while they lay down the pain. A few spiders later, and I find out that someone stole the horn from me ahead of time, rendering my mission a failure. If only someone could cheer me up so I could recover from this.
It's good to see another merry soul enjoying this fine day. Share a bottle of Honningbrew mead with me.
I knew I was saving this warm bottle of mead in my pocket for a good reason.
Ysmir's beard, you're one after my own heart. I would love another bottle. This good deed should not go unrewarded. Here, take this. Cheers, my friend. May your adventures find you fame and fortune.
Yay! Let's have a Dremora party! Guys, where are you going? Oh, poor Dremora. Nobody wants to revel with them. Well, at least I've got a fancy new necklace, which I think I'll wear so I can always keep this moment close to me. You know, maybe I should follow their example and do a good deed in turn.
Ah, bother and befuddle! Stuck here! Stuck! I was transporting my dear, sweet mother. Well, not her. Her corpse. She's quite dead. Damned biggest wagon wheel. It broke. Don't you see?
Ah, I'd be more than merry to help a happy man. Happy to help a merry man.
You could have anything in there. War contraband, weapons, skooma.
Wait, did you say skooma? Gimme. Whoops, sorry.
Have you seen the man? He's completely out of his head. A jester here in Skyrim? Ain't been a merry man in these parts for 100 years.
Let's try that again. I once again use my silver tongue to get Laureus to help and am rewarded with
Shiny, clinky gold.
by Cicero. Come to think of it, maybe Cicero's less on the Sanguine and more on the Sheogorath side of things. Never mind, with my good deed done for the day, I meet the person who stole the horn from me earlier, who's part of the Blades, Dragon Slayers, wants me to prove I'm Dragonborn, yada yada yada. I'd take listening to this lady any day, regardless of her horrible voice acting.
No, you don't want to go up there. A dragon, it's attacking!
Like the previous dragon, Salaknir is more annoying than actually difficult. My Tremora keep him distracted, so I take little to no damage, but he's only in range of their attacks for a few seconds before he flies around and wastes my time for a bit. At least when he reaches half health, he stays on the ground and takes it like a good dragon. Me sucking the soul out and then yeeting the dragon's corpse into the stratosphere understandably freaks Delphine the hell out, causing her to run in terror. And then her yapping causes my Tremora to die of boredom.
But my gut tells me it can't be anybody else. The Empire had captured Alduin.
The next quest is
Diplomatic community. It's just been revoked.
where I have to infiltrate a Thalmor party.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Thalmor party, so...
Wait, did you say party? Well, sign me the hell up. Here, Malborn, shove these soul gems up your ass. I'm sure you'll be fine.
You can't go to a party at the Thalmor embassy dressed like that.
Oh, right. The Thalmor are prudes. Well, I guess these party clothes are pretty nice. Anyways, mine. Gimme.
Step back, I think I'm gonna vomit!
I used the power of alcoholic persuasion to make Razalin call Elenwen a slut.
Although, most of you are already in bed with her.
And slip away into the back rooms with my gear intact. The Thalmor stand no chance against my demonic bouncers. So much so that Malborn actually ends up surviving this time. Not that it matters, just thought it was worth mentioning. Now I've got to find Esbern, the guy the Thalmor mentioned in their diary, but first I steal some skooma from the Sakellum of Boethia and head to Craglane's cavern to do the same thing to them. Okay guys, quit goofing off and get out of the cages and fight for me.
This isn't over.
That's more like it. This is one of the largest caches of skooma in the entire game, which would be more noteworthy if skooma didn't just give you a lame stamina recovery effect, but I digress. Even more can be found in, where else, Riften, but first I do the main quest here, as not to get totally off track. After reducing the homelessness statistics of the city, I wipe the Thal floor with some Thalmor, grab the old guy, and get out, only to be accosted by a very bad kitty. Let's just hide the evidence real quick. Yeah, that about does it. Now, back to skooma hoarding. I come across a junky lizard in the fishery.
The owner, Bolly, said that if I show up for work in this condition one more time, then I'm out. I tried some skooma a year ago, and ever since then, I can't stop.
And give her a healing potion, one of the few consumables I don't stuff in my face straight away, to fix her up. If only curing drug addiction were as easy as grinding wheat and flours into a bottle of water. Hey, come to think of it, why couldn't Vegeta have done that herself? Faulty logic aside, I get a key from the Jarl to a warehouse full of skooma, but as the resident drug dealer isn't inclined to share, he gets skewered by my big scary pal. However, since I'm not a narc and just did this for the skooma anyway, I swipe it all, run, and never look back. Well, I guess I technically solved the drug problem. To atone for my sins, or perhaps to add to them, I start the quest Book of Love, which is all about spreading the joys of love across Skyrim. First are 2 lovebirds in Iverstead. Fostred's father doesn't want her running off with Bassianus, while her mother is willing to stop him from intervening. However, when I get the 2 together, they loudly announce that they're going to run off with each other right in front of her father, to which he shows no immediate reaction. That is, until he claims that Fastred ran off while she's still in the same room as him. This quest is weird. Next is the old dwarf-obsessed man in Markarth who has a crush on the housecarl. As getting them together seems like a lot of work, I just summon a muscular Dremora GF for him instead. No? Okay, fine. I get someone to rewrite a poem about a different girl and pass it off as Calcelmo's work, kind of morally dubious, but whatever, and she instantly falls head over heels for the old codger. Last on the list is reuniting 2 spirits so they can move on to Aetherius. This quest involves a lot of talking, walking, mammoth slaying, more talking, bandit killing, and more walking until you're sick to death of it. And to top it all off, the spirits try to float off to the afterlife, only to fall straight back down to hell at the last moment. At least I have 15% magic resistance now. Yay! As I've already discovered Karfspire, I can just fast travel there, run into the cave, wipe the floor with the perimeter guard, use Become Ethereal to avoid these floor traps altogether, and as I worship Sanguine, another word for blood, spill my blood on the floor to open a door. Makes sense. I learned that I'll need Dragonrend, a special shout, to defeat Alduin, and for that I get some old men to teach me how to yell at clouds. As my Dremora use fire weapons, the ice wraiths are melded through no time at all. And I talk with Parthenax at the top, who tells me I need an Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition to learn Dragonrend. North of Winterhold is an old man living in an ice cave and... Oop, just gonna help myself, thank you very much. And he tells me where the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition lies. To my credit, I do bother to actually kill the first few robot spiders, drug addicts, and marble people in my path, even if they are tanky, but after a while, I just say f*** it and throw myself to my death. Not my death. I love Become Ethereal. Damn, you guys deserve a raise. Oh wait, I don't pay you. I whirlwind sprint and regular sprint through Blackreach while summoning my Dremora behind me as distractions, press a bunch of buttons, and finally get the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition for PC 2016 featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Alright, now to kill myself in Alduin, or more accurately, keep myself alive while my 2 Dremora boyfriends kill in Alduin. Oh yeah, we're official now. Besides that, the fight goes rather smoothly, with me healing from his meteor strikes, refreshing Stoneflesh, and keeping him grounded with Dragonrend until he reaches half HP. With Parthenax and 2 demons smashing his face in, he has no room to focus on me, and the meteors do surprisingly little damage when they collide with my unarmored body. Don't know why you'd say that when my demons did all the work for me, but I'll take the praise. Now to arrange a peace council so the Jarl of Whiterun can let a dragon in without the threat of enemy attack. It goes as it always does. Talk to Balgruuf, talk to Arngeir, talk to Tullius, talk to Ulfric, talk to... Wait, was I doing something? I just wish I had the Stark reality spell from Oblivion here so we could do the peace council naked. I mean, it'd make it a bit more entertaining. After that slog, Esbern tells me the name of the dragon I have to call, I do so, and the courier comes at a very inopportune time, only to regain his senses once the fire starts flinging.
Not sure who from. He wouldn't say.
I'm not sticking around to fight a dragon.
Alright then.
But before I ride off into the sunset to slay the World Eater, there's one last thing I'd like to do. See, I've been hoarding skooma and moonsugar this entire playthrough, and I think it's time I let you in on why. Let's just throw some in the water supply, that should be fun for the whole family. Maybe sprinkle some on your meat, here, just have the rest of it. Oh yeah, and children? Grelod's dead! Hooray! Skooma for everyone! Let's just throw some moonsugar in the fire, smoke up the whole place. You know what? Fuck it, let's just elect skooma as Jarl. Why not?
The war has been hard on us.
Well, why don't you relax with some skooma then? Come on, you know you want to. Wait, I know the most efficient way to do this.
Bruce?
There we go! Skooma for everyone! Woohoo! Let's party! After I put a stop to the inevitable messy end of the world. In Skoldafen, I do bother to kill at least one of the unnamed dragons, if nothing else for bragging rights. After seeing what a colossal waste of time killing all these tanky high-level Draugr would be, I just opt to run straight to the temple, and they all followed me in. Great. Cue sped up fight sequence. Okay, you get the idea by now. I continued the strategy of running like a pansy for the rest of the dungeon, use become ethereal when I can to avoid damage and heal away what I can't avoid. My Dremora serve as excellent distractions while I run around solving puzzles, but it's still not a walk in the park. Ironically, the Draugr White Lord, which serves as the boss of this place, is one of the easiest parts. Speaking of bosses, I did want to fight the Dragon Priest honestly and use his staff to enter Sovngarde, I swear. But he has spells that can instantly banish or even turn my Dremora against me, so that's not gonna fly. I just used the classic whirlwind sprint before he can close the portal method for a one-way ticket to the afterlife. After cowardly sending my minions to fight Sun instead of doing it myself, he somehow finds me worthy to enter the Hall of Valor. I then make a good first impression on my new friends by shoulder checking them, and we all team up to kick Alduin's butt together. Not to sound like a broken record, but if you could beat Alduin before, you can do it with more backup now. I don't even bother making Sun join in, as I want to give him a little bit of a chance. However, as you may know, the game isn't satisfied until you directly land the final blow on Alduin. So that means the run is a failure, right? Well, the rules say I can only damage enemies with the Sanguine Rose. Doesn't say I can only damage them with the Dremora from it. And remember when I picked up that telekinesis spell? This is why. Yep, just like in my Mirax Robes Only run, I pick up the Sanguine Rose and prick Alduin with its thorns, technically beating Skyrim with only the Sanguine Rose. I deserve a night out after all that. Hey everyone, thanks for watching yet another video. I appreciate any support you can give me so I can make similar content for you in the future. If you liked the video, leave a like or subscribe. It only takes a second, but it helps me grow a ton. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike and give constructive criticism so I can improve. Also, leave your ideas for new videos in the comments. I read all the comments that come my way and put your ideas at the end of each video. Who knows, your idea might even become an official video. If you really want to support me, go to my Patreon or become a channel member, which will get you shouted out, guarantee an opportunity to chat with me, and make your ideas much more likely to become reality. Plus, it's only 17 cents a day. Even just 20 subscribers to my Patreon would mean a lot to me, and help me put out even better content. And now, if you ever wanted my weird Mobius strip face plastered on your chest, you can check out my merch store, which is linked in the description. Check me out on Reddit or Discord using the links in the description if you want to chat, or check out my second channel, The Loophole, for some extra content. This is Causal Loop, signing off. Peace.